Welcome to the Gear Slum, your one-stop shop for all things guitar culture nonsense. I'm Aaron.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Cole.
We slum it hard so you don't have to.
Speaking of the Gear Slum, this episode is brought to you by Gabriel Tenorio Stream Company and also Sinusoid Rope Mongers.
We almost have the same initials as...
We do.
If it was just called the Gabrielle String, we would have the same initials.
It was meant to be.
The Gabrielle String. That's my favorite emo band from the 90s.
Oh, yeah, I saw them play with Juliana Theory one time.
Phil probably didn't like the Juliana Theory.
Why would you say that to me?
Did you like them?
Why would you assume that I don't?
Because you never talk about having liked emo or pop punk type music.
So, between episodes, I'm lactose intolerant, but I also like milk. And so between episodes, I was taking care of some business and listened to a couple songs of London Calling, like I said I would.
Which
ones?
ones?
What I said I'm going to do.
Which ones?
They're pretty... Jimmy Jazz.
Oh, yeah.
It was like
that's the worst one.
It was tracks 2
Just
and
kidding.
3. The phaser sound at the beginning of Jimmy Jazz is pretty good, though. It's like a pretty... Yeah.
No,
Wasn't
Jimmy
bad.
Jazz is all right. It's not
It is
great.
weird. It is weird, though, that I haven't listened to them. I mean, I do like a lot of that second wave ska stuff, but for some reason, I don't know. Like, do you put them in the same category as the Specials?
No.
Or the Toasters?
No.
Yeah, because I never have either.
They're more straight punk with, like, influences of different styles.
Are they straight punk, though? I guess, like, 70s
I
punk
mean,
or whatever.
Well, so that's the thing, is, like, I feel like punk was way more loosely defined back then. Like,
Yeah. It was more
of
like
a movement than a sound.
Yeah, and it was more
specifically.
about, like, the lyrics and stuff.
Yeah.
Because the Clash isn't very hard. Is that fair to say?
Yes, they're
I mean,
not
do
like
they have
a
very
super
many hard
aggressive.
songs?
They have no, they don't.
Yeah. Okay.
Like their hardest
They're
songs,
hard.
I wouldn't describe them as like hard.
Yeah.
They're hard in their dissent with the government of the time.
Because they're
Yes.
they're not like
They're hard in their feelings towards the man.
I think
Yes.
because they're basically contemporaries of the Ramones and the Sex Pistols. Like those are the three. They're not like the hardcore movement later. Although,
Yeah.
So, but the Ramones and the Sex Pistols were both more. They both were faster and I guess you could say more aggressive than the Clash.
Yeah.
But I think the Clash was also like really good at their instruments.
The
which
Clash
made a
was.
difference. Yeah.
Were they the ones who were basically like a boy band that was put together, or is
That's
that
the Sex Pistols.
the Sex Pistols? Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I think of the Clash as
Which is why the Sex Pistols don't like. I don't know. They're kind of looked down on. In modern day.
if you think about it, like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, the Clash are the Beatles, and the other people are the Stones, the Sex Pistols,
Yeah.
and then the Ramones are the Beach Boys.
And the Specials are Pink Floyd.
The Specials are Bob Marley.
Yeah, dude.
Was he around
Yeah,
that same
Bob
time, or
Marley.
was he later?
Bob Marley?
Yeah,
Yeah, he was around in the. He died in '83, so I mean.
yeah. So he would have been. Oh, I guess he was around the same time as like the punk stuff, not the early rock.
Yeah.
Phil, we've lost Phil again. He doesn't like to
Sorry.
talk about music.
I'm sorry.
He doesn't like to talk about. Just kidding.
Oh no, he
No,
died.
I do-
He died in '81. Sorry. I don't want to.
I like talking about music, and I'm. Here's my problem. My problem is you mentioned that thread of the person posting the note about fake receipts, and now I'm looking through it.
And it's already gone down that same road.
Yes.
I'm gonna get on there too and cause some havoc. Not really.
It's like, guys, like
Cole,
nobody's
so far-
nobody's actually lying to their wife. Like, I get that it's a dumb joke that isn't very funny, but also, like, somebody joking about that sign that says for an extra $5 we'll give you a receipt that matches what your spouse said you paid. Like, that doesn't indicate that they're the type of person who would lie to their wife about something, you know.
Yeah, some of us make jokes about things that we would never actually do or really believe.
Your comment
Can you believe
is
that?
so good.
Your comment by far is the funniest thing on here. Like,
The only funny thing.
well, right, because everybody else is like either it's righteous indignation or
making
actually
fun
Steve
of the righteous indignation.
or making. Yeah, Steve is funny. He said, "Hey, I don't make the rules." Oh wait, that was that's funny.
I like Steve. Steve has a very healthy level of interaction with 60 Cycle Hum in general. You know, he's like he doesn't take it too serious. Not that Ryan takes it too seriously, but they have different, you know, relationships with it. I can't even see what Ryan posted. Anyways,
he
go
blocked
check it
you.
out. 60. If you guys,
He
most
blocked
of our-
you. He posted a GIF of a little girl from a movie.
Most of our
No.
viewers probably haven't heard of it.
Yeah,
but
you
60
did.
60
Okay, well
Cycle
that's not
Hum-
what I was saying was funny. I would never say. Oh, Ryan said that.
60
Yeah,
Cycle Hum is a podcast.
60 Cycle Hum is a podcast of two friends talking about guitar, music, and whatever else runs through their minds.
It's mostly ads, though.
Sounds familiar.
It's mostly ads for Rogaine and testosterone
Dick pills.
supplements. Testosterone creams.
Creams, fancy creams and lotions.
All right.
It's not racist because Jack Black is Mexican.
Did we start this podcast yet? We did.
Jack Black is Mexican.
It's not a
and
good sign when
also-
you can't tell.
Do you guys remember what movie Jack Black is the best in?
Yes.
High fidelity.
Say it. 3, 2, 1. Airborne.
Anchorman.
School of Rock.
Oh,
What did you say?
School of Rock is probably right.
He is good in School of Rock. He's better in High Fidelity, I think.
He's even better in Airborne, though.
Airborne.
He says in Airborne. He says, "They're all supposed. It's like, what do you like to do for fun?" And they're all standing up and talking in the class. Do you remember this? And he goes,
Vaguely.
"I like to play Nintendo." And
That's one of those things that I know more about. Like, I know more about it from How Did This Get Made than I do from actually watching the movie.
Oh, yeah.
oh really?
Like, I watched it when I was a kid, but I don't have any strong memories of it, you know.
That's an episode I should listen to again, because I genuinely liked that movie when I was young, and then listening to them talk about it, like knowing all the things that they were talking about. The bad guy in the movie seriously looks like he's 30 years old. He's this adult man, and he's like the antagonist.
Yeah.
And he's this adult man.
Oh, he's supposed to
super
be like a high school kid or something?
He's supposed to be he's supposed to be a high
okay.
school kid.
I was trying
and
to-
he's like, sorry, yes.
trying to remember why that was
They're all
funny.
supposed to be in high school. They're all supposed to be in
I
high
thought you were
school.
saying that like 30-year-old people can't be evil or something.
No.
Yeah. Like in
30
Ferris
years.
Bueller, the antagonist is also an adult male.
Or like
But
in
he
real
looks-
life,
he-
most of the
but he has a-
antagonists are adult males.
He plays the principal, so he's supposed to be an adult.
He has a youthful
And he's
look
an
about him.
authority figure, so he's supposed to be a male.
Who has a youthful look? What's that dude's name?
Matthew Broderick.
No, I'm talking about the antagonist. The
Wait,
redhead dude.
do you think Ferris Bueller is the antagonist of Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Yeah, it's like, listen,
Because he
get back
runs
to
that
school.
car.
You think
Get
Rooney's
back
the
to
good
school,
guy?
all right?
Cameron's
yeah.
the protagonist.
the principal.
Yeah, that's
the principal.
that's arguably true. Cameron is the protagonist, and everyone else is just effing up
yeah,
his day.
totally. Ferris Bueller really is the antagonist. That's not a bad take, Phil.
Well,
I like that. That's
Like
like all the
people
tune
people
in
that
for.
went back and figured out that Daniel was actually a total jerk in Karate Kid, you know?
That video. Oh, I love that video so much.
I still think that is like partially what led to them remaking Karate Kid.
Yeah,
And realizing like, yeah, we can play off this idea that he's a jerk. He's just privileged, you know.
Although he wasn't privileged, he was poor. He was a poor kid.
Yeah. I don't know, Aaron. I
think
know what I'm talking about.
Although, here's the thing that doesn't make sense about the Karate Kid. Who moves from New Jersey to California for a waitressing job?
Was it a waitress? No.
She was serving in a restaurant.
It's like, yeah, I'm working at Denny's.
Remember
I just
he goes and visits her at work?
Country.
Was it really
not
a
only
waitressing
is she
job?
in a restaurant, yes, she works in a restaurant across the street from Cobra Kai.
That is really good.
No.
Or maybe like she lost her job.
Phil's
that
about
she
to
moved out
Karate
for.
Kid explain to us.
I'm gonna. I am.
She's working in a restaurant.
No, that scene. She is eating breakfast with him.
They eat breakfast at home.
Oh, maybe you're right.
Does Daniel's mother work in a restaurant?
It's all gonna be that. It's all gonna be like questions about the damn Daniel kid and who his mom is.
He's another one. He was probably like he was something like 24 when they did that movie.
Yeah, so it was fine in the first one because he looked young, but by the time they got to like the third one or the second,
third
or
one,
third
yeah.
one, yeah, it's like
He's the
pretty
karate
old.
adult.
It's kind of crazy how similar he still looks in the YouTube in the Cobra Kai one.
Yes, he is a
He's
very
not aged
youthful.
very much. That's like how Matthew Broderick is too, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So what have you learned, Aaron?
Hold on, I found this website.
I thought you were a fast Googler.
I am, but I have to scroll through the stupid website to get to the place I want to get. It's facts about the Karate Kid, 30 facts about the Karate Kid, and apparently the one about his mom working in the restaurant is pretty low on the list.
29.
You're gonna have to go through so many ads to get there. Let's keep track of how many ads that start to play audio.
It's not
he has
on
to go
there.
through.
That's not okay, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
It
by the
came
way,
up in like the Google text like results.
Aaron, are you 36?
Something about the restaurant. Yeah.
That's how old Bob Marley was when he died.
Oh dang, that's old.
So I'd say
ready.
if you're riding your motorcycle, be careful.
Did you know that that you can smoke his dreads and get high off of it?
Yeah, because it has all the spiders and stuff, and like bees and stuff, and that's what. That's
No,
what
not
gets you high.
bees. It's got all the THC.
I know, but then
Hidden
there's like
away.
bees and stuff in there too, right?
Okay, here we
Bees.
go. Daniel and his mother moved to California as a result of her new job with Rocket Computers.
Thank you.
The
yes.
original script reveals why Freddie had never heard of it, and also shed some light on why
Freddie?
it seems. Yeah, his neighbor,
friend, the neighbor, yeah.
and also shed some light on why it seems that Mrs. LaRusso might be an employee of the restaurant across from the Cobra Kai dojo.
Thank you.
But hear me out. And as she shares with Daniel, they went bankrupt. But listen to this. I walk out of Rocket with the beginning of Excedrin headache 1 through 10 about to come on, and I'm going back to the car when this woman comes flying out of this restaurant, the Orient Express, and she's screaming, "I quit! I quit!" Right behind her is this guy, and he's yelling just as loud, "You can't quit! You're fired!" It's 1 minute to noon. People are coming in to lunch. I'm the first but only applicant. I got the job. When Daniel questions her new position as a waitress, his mother clarifies that she's not a waitress. She is a hostess. So they
sorry.
moved out for a computer job.
So
the
Phil
computer
was right.
company
She's
went
not a waitress.
bankrupt, and she does work at a restaurant. You're right. She's not a waitress, but
Wait,
she
wait,
does.
wait.
She does in fact work at the restaurant at which they are eating.
They moved for the computer job,
Yes.
but she gets fired.
They moved from the computer job. The computer
bankrupt.
company went bankrupt during their cross country trek. So she
don't
shows
remember that
up.
being-
The country doesn't exist.
Wouldn't you just turn around?
The
at that
company doesn't
point?
exist. No, because as she's walking, so it says she went in, she found out they were bankrupt. As she's leaving, she walks past a restaurant. Someone from that
But
restaurant
still, though,
runs
like-
out screaming that they quit in that moment, and then she takes the hostess job.
But still, though,
I
like,
don't
if
remember
you're-
this.
If you're in a position,
No,
to
it says
be
that's from the
taking-
original script. There's no the exposition is all gone. It just
If you're in
shows
a
her working
position
in
to
the
be
restaurant.
taking a computer job across the country and they move you out there for it, wouldn't you then, like, if that fell through, wouldn't you then be looking for a better job than not?
I see what you're saying, but I
diminish
think
what
she was.
higher paying
I
job.
think
A
who, but
higher
who
paying
knows
job.
what she was doing at the computer company? She may have
She
been
was a hostess.
Yeah,
She was a hostess for the computer company.
She moved from New Jersey to California to be a hostess at a computer company.
She was
That's
hoping
back
that
when
it was going to.
People didn't know much about computers back then.
yeah. Rocket computer.
I love that.
Wait, okay, what does the movie actually say?
The movie just shows her working in there, and it implies that she lost the other job somehow.
So because here's the thing: if I were a single mom and I moved across the country for a job that then fell through, and then my son says, "I hate this place. Can we please just go back?"
Yeah, no, we
And then
gotta
you
stay.
say,
I got
no.
Sweet,
I
got
can't
this
leave
sweet
this
gig at the
job.
Orient Express.
We've got this great. I have this great job. You're gonna make friends. You have a blonde girlfriend.
He does eventually make a friend,
Yeah, dude,
With
with
an
some
old dude.
old guy.
although he's not that old.
creepo.
Pat Morita was not that old in that movie, as he
Yeah, but
did.
that's what's weird is like Daniel and Pat Morita were like, 20 years apart. But in
Contemporaries.
the movie, they're like 70 years apart or whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway, we got some things to take care of on this episode. We got to
Yeah.
get down to business. Mm-hmm. So a couple
First-
weeks ago, go ahead.
No.
I'll allow it.
nothing.
I was
well,
gonna say
we have a game.
I was going to say a couple weeks ago we talked about whether or not I should buy an amplifier or a guitar, and I have news.
The decision hasn't been made.
I bought a guitar
Whoa.
like that day. I ordered it pretty soon after that episode. It arrived
Probably
a couple days
some
ago.
some really kitschy guitar, right? Like some really unique.
Yeah, it's this really weird guitar from like a random company called, how do you pronounce it? Fender. And it's
Couldn't
one
even
of their
think of like a joke pronunciation.
I know. It's
Fondé.
one of their less popular models called the Stratocaster. From one of their least popular lines, the Mexican line. And it's in a really weird color called blue.
Build a wall. Build a wall. Build a
And-
wall.
Lock
Anyway,
her
so
up. Lock her up.
So I ended up buying one of the new Player Series Strats from Fender, which is their new made in Mexico line. And
I've heard of that.
it's in a Tide Pool blue with an HSS configuration. That's humbucker single coil.
And the humbucker's in the neck, right?
Humbucker, single coil. The humbucker
No,
is
that would be
actually
single coil.
not in the neck.
Humbucker.
It's in the body of the guitar. It's actually attached to the pick guard.
Oh, that probably affects the tone negatively then.
It's near the bridge of the guitar. And
How would the wood have any effect on the sound then if it's attached to the plastic pick guard? That seems like a bad design.
well, see, the pickups don't actually need to vibrate. They just need to pick up the vibrations from the strings. The strings also touch no wood.
Really?
Yeah, they go from the tuner.
Well, on the fretboard, maybe.
Well, I mean, only if you push really
Guess
hard,
you'd have
because
to
this
fret really hard.
has relatively tall frets, like way taller than my Telly.
You probably almost never like your finger.
The only part that touches the wood
deforms
is like,
around the string.
yeah, maybe.
So your finger
like-
would touch the fretboard before the string would, obviously.
Yeah, and the back of your hand touches the back of the neck. That's the most wood contact you
But
get.
the whole thing is coated in plastic, so it's not really touching wood anyways.
True. Although let me tell you the things that I like about this guitar. Number one, Strats are really freaking comfortable to play.
Dude, they're the best.
They're so comfortable.
You can't beat a Strat comfort-wise.
Like even the Jazzmaster is
Sitting
not as
down
comfortable
and standing up,
as
too.
The Strat. Yeah, sitting down, standing up. It's very comfortable. I like the neck. It's similar in profile to my Telly with a flatter radius, I think. And the back is satin. So the fretboard is like glossy, but the back is satin, which is nice.
Oh, that's interesting because that for a while. So when they started doing the satin finishes, they would do the entire thing, fretboard and the back of the neck, and then on the American ones they started leaving the fretboard glossy, but on the Mexican ones they would still do everything satin. So apparently,
I feel like what the Player Series is, at least the Strat, is like. They took all the specs from the American standard and just made it in Mexico.
Yeah. So what are the other aspects?
Because it's got the Alnico pickups.
What kind
it's
of?
Got the. He's literally dead.
Phil.
Wait. Sorry. He
died of old age. We knew it would happen eventually. Aaron said it had Alnico pickups.
Phil, conversations
loser.
sometimes go to things that you are not super interested in, but you still have to participate.
I'm sorry. I know. You're right. Active listening. I'm sorry.
I don't care if you listen actively, but at least when we ask you a
That's
question.
Passive.
That's what active
When
listening.
I say Phil and ask you a question, that's more passive listening. Just being able to pick up on your name being said. I don't know. You could have been talking about filling your car up with gas. I don't know.
Anyway, so it has that. That's one of the things. The neck, I think, is another thing. The 2-point trim is probably the big thing. The similarity to the American
2-point
standard.
trim and the 20. Does it have 22 frets?
Yes, it has an extra fret.
So those were always like the easy ways to spot for me.
Yeah.
To spot an American Strat was 2-point trim and 22 frets.
Which I think is great because I love having that extra low note. So the more frets, the better.
More notes.
You can do drop D so much easier.
I just put it in D.5 and
Oh,
D.5.
flat.
D.5. No, E flat.
No,
D sharp. D sharp.
No, D flat. You do 1.5 steps down.
That's C.5.
Oh, okay.
I put it in D.5.
C.5 men. Whatever happened to 2.5 men, guys?
It was terrible.
Oh,
It
yeah.
died the death it deserved.
Charlie Sheen went
I think
crazy?
that's pretty much the only similarities. I mean, that's pretty much the extent
But
of
those
it.
are. Does it have the micro tilt?
No.
No.
It does have
micro
an
tilt.
F on the back plate now.
Oh, it does. That's kind of cool.
And it has
Yeah,
like
like-
the old, like the yellow, the gold spaghetti logo, as they call it, on the headstock.
That's kind of cool. What kind of tuners does it have?
Like regular.
Just like the standard ones.
Yeah, the standard ones.
They're not like
I prefer
locking or
the
anything.
I prefer the slotted vintage tuners, to be honest.
A lot of times those suck as tuners, though.
Maybe. These
Like
are
they're
very nice
looser.
tuners. That's the thing that I noticed the most is like the niceness of the tuners. They're super sturdy and like really
Yeah.
they have a really tight
Yeah,
twist.
keep talking.
But they also have like they have a really good ratio. I'm not sure what the ratio is on them, but they feel nice and they
Probably
tune
got
really
like
well.
18-1, something like that.
Probably. What's good? What's a good ratio for tuners? Like 18-1.
Like between like 15 is kind of normal or kind of on the lower end, and 21 is high.
Okay. I think the ones on my Epiphone are like 3-1. They're so bad.
Oh, that's why it always sounds so bad when you play guitar.
Yeah.
That must be why.
So I've been having fun with it. It came with the trim floated with like 9s on it, and I went and bought some 11s, just some
Yeah.
random like
And then the trim was really floated.
grocery store, and then it was really floated. So I adjusted it, but I had it like flat, and I was like, man, this kind of sucks. Like the strings, it just felt really stiff,
yeah.
and I was like, maybe I shouldn't have put 11s. Maybe I should have put 10s. And then I messed with it, and I put the bridge back up so it floated a little bit, and it feels a lot looser now, which I like.
The times when I've wanted to have the trim blocked was when I was playing Rocksmith a lot. And you would have to change tunings between songs sometimes.
Yeah.
And so changing tuning with a floating trim is a pain in the butt because
Yeah, because you have to tune
do it
everything
multiple
like
times,
3
yeah.
times.
I kind of got to a point like you kind of get used to how much off you need to be as you're tuning, but so like you don't tune like every string exactly every time through or whatever,
right? Because you know it's going to change.
But I don't use the trem very much. It would mostly just be how it affects the feel.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts in general on the guitar other than the comfort?
So here's the thing about the trem is sometimes I forget that it's floating, and I'm just like used to resting my hand on it. So I'm like, why am I out of tune? I'm like tuning, but with my hand on the guitar. So it's like pushing on the trem. And then I just go to strum and everything's like flat. What the hell, dude? It took me a while to figure that out, so I have to like remember to tune with my hand up. I really like it. I think it sounds good. I think it feels good. I think it's worth what I paid for it. Like, it doesn't feel cheap, which I know like Mexican strats are always kind of hit or miss, I think. Like some are really nice and some are kind of not so nice. So I don't know if there's consistency.
I think it used to be more so than now.
I think so too. I feel the same way about this as I felt about like the Gibson M2. Like there's no reason why you can't make a nice guitar for cheap. Although if this is better than the M2.
I would hope so, because my M2 was kind of crappy. I mean, it was only $100 or whatever, or like what was
we paid like it was like $300 new, I think.
Yeah.
But so the M2 is not a great guitar, but it's just like there's no reason why now with CNC that you can't make a consistently good guitar.
Especially when you consider that like Gibson, they use CNCs for all their stuff, and like they pluck all the fretboards. It's not like they have an artisan working on the frets or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, there's no reason.
It feels quality wise like in line with like a Reverend guitar.
Yeah.
Like it could be American made, and you would think that it was like it, but it's not like. Doesn't feel like a boutique guitar. But it's well considered, and it feels nice, and it sounds nice.
How do you?
And it's fun.
How do you like the frets and the fretboard? Because maple fretboard fenders are kind of unique because they have like a pretty thick finish that kind of goes over the edges of the frets and stuff.
Yeah, I think because it has the satin side, it doesn't really have much of that.
Okay.
And it has a pretty sharp shoulder.
I don't dislike them
on
like
the neck.
that, but it does. Okay.
Yeah. Like I think my telly neck is way more like what you're saying.
Is it okay? Yeah,
because that one's super glossy.
Yeah, and it has like the vintage tint gloss on it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it kind of sticks out more.
Pawn shop one.
Yeah.
I love that neck though. I was always like a rosewood lover before.
I've heard that about you.
But now I'm into the maple necks.
Nice.
A rosewood lover and not a rosewood fighter.
I still think rosewood looks better in some cases, or the darker wood looks better, but
so you're saying rosewood in the streets, but maple in the sheets.
Yeah.
That's a way better joke.
If I could get like some black maple, I would be into that.
Yikes. Yeah, dude, that's what
Once you
freaking
go
ebony is.
Black maple.
That's why I have ebony on two of my guitars, because it's like it's super smooth. You don't feel any grain, but it's black. Well, it's not natural. Like you have to dye it. I think any like modern ebony is not going to be super black, just off the tree or whatever.
Yeah, that's why I think I like roasted maple, just for the look of it, because it's a little bit darker. But I like the light wood. I think
I like the way that maple fretboards look, but not on all guitars. I mean, I like it on, like, especially on like surf colored, strats and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I went out of my way. I had my strat is a Sonic Blue strat, and I bought another American strat because it had a maple neck and swapped the necks just because I wanted a maple fretboard. So obviously I have some preference for it.
Yeah. Anyway, so I got a decent deal on it because it was like a B stock, has like a little scratch on it, but I'm not going to tell you how much it is. I don't see it unless I'm looking for it. Like when you look at it, it's there, but it's not like the thing where you notice it right away when you.
But
see
it's
the
like
guitar.
a little scratch in the finish on the body, so you're gonna have 100 of those, and
exactly,
before too long.
Yeah.
So tell us how much you paid so we can tell you how we've paid less for a
I
similar
paid
guitar and how
$27.
stupid
I paid $27 for it.
you are. Idiot. It was made in Mexico. You shouldn't have paid more than $20.
27. Oh my gosh.
$27.
My cousin got one for 23.
Dude, my uncle who works for Nintendo, he got one for way less than that.
for Nintendo.
He said they're going to make a game with Mario and Sonic in it too.
I intendo to go. No, that sounds racist now. But I intend to buy some strings from Gabriel Tenorio.
That's messed up.
No. Like you're just adding O or A at the end of words to make it sound more Spanish.
I think I want to buy some of the Super 10s to put on it. Because I still feel like the 11s are a little bit heavier than I want on this guitar. Although I like them on the Telly. But I think I'm going to go with 10s. The Super 10s are like his... I forget who he made them for, but...
I do like really a little bit lighter strings on a Strat than a Tilly.
Yeah, it's just a different play, which I think is fun. It's making me play differently, and it's exciting.
Unless it's a top-loading Telly, then I still like heavier strings.
I think my Gabriel Tenorio 11s are perfect on the Telly.
Yeah.
The Alnico.
Alnico. So Jay Cross of the Guitar Nerds podcast, again,
Jake.
This is probably another podcast that our viewers haven't heard of, but you should check him out. Give him a listen. You're welcome for the bump in listeners, guys.
The bump.
He posted this.
It's like a caffeine bump, not like a cocaine bump.
He posted this ad for these
both.
brilliant crystals. They're brilliant pebbles. Brilliant Pebbles is a unique and comprehensive system for tuning the room and audio system based on special physical properties of highly symmetrical crystal structures.
These crystals are not symmetrical in the picture. They're just like random shapes.
When you place them around the room symmetrically, that's when it brings.
Also, a lot of
symmetry.
those aren't crystals either. They're just like stones,
just rocks.
Like, some of them are like turquoise or something. Like turquoise isn't a crystal.
But so if you ever go to like
different properties, Cole.
Have you ever been to like a new age store?
Yeah,
like
every Monday.
They call they have all kinds of stones, but like
where do you think I got that blanket with a wolf on it howling at the moon?
I'm just saying they're collectively called crystals a lot of times, but most of them are not actually crystals.
It's
they're
a
just
What do you think I brought all 13 of my dream catchers?
When I was in Sedona this summer, there were so many of those stores, crystal stores.
Okay, so brilliant listening room.
Sedona
boundaries.
is the.
I assume they're still there. I just can't verify because I'm
Brilliant Pebbles addresses specific resonance control and RFI EMI absorption. So not only are these crystals reacting to air pressure waves, but they're also reacting to RFI and EMI. So they're reacting to electromagnetic waves as well.
Okay.
What's
RFI? Radio frequency?
Radio frequency. Well, RFI stands for radio frequency interference. So, and EMI, I mean, RFI is just a subset. EMI is just electromagnetic interference.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
RFI is just a specific frequency of.
So what is RFID? What does the D stand for?
D's nuts.
I liked that way more than I should have.
I hated it enough for both of us.
What? I saw this stand-up comedian that was like, ID is a weird initial. Like I stands for I and D stands for identification.
It's like a state abbreviation.
Oh, although Aaron, you're going to appreciate. Okay, so he goes on to say it solves absorption problems associated with audio electronics.
But real quick, what does RFID stand for?
I think it probably stands for radio frequency identification.
Oh, okay. So it's just ID. Got it.
Yeah.
You're right.
As well as acoustic wave problems associated with the listening room boundaries and the three-dimensional space within the boundaries. So obviously this is ridiculous, and as a professional acoustician, it bothers me. But the very next sentence, as English teachers, this should please you. Brilliant Pebbles comprises a number of precious and semi-precious stones.
I do like that.
Yeah, like how is this person? Well, I guess is a scam artist, but like that's you rarely see comprises used like properly.
Oh, my favorite line is coming up.
The original the original glass bottles for Brilliant Pebbles have been replaced by clear Ziploc bags, which have more linear response than glass. Yeah,
Oh my god!
it wasn't a cost. It wasn't a cost cutting measure at all.
Yeah, we're not cheap. We just found out that these plastic bags have a much more linear response than glass.
We employ a number of highly specialized proprietary techniques in the preparation assembly of Brilliant Pebbles to enhance the crystal's inherent characteristics. The fundamental operating principle of Brilliant Pebbles involves a number of atomic mechanisms in the crystals or in the turquoise or other, rocks. Brilliant Pebbles will enhance the performance of your audio system. So they're talking about how it affects, like they're talking about put it in the corner of your room like a freaking bass trap. Put this little bag of pebbles,
Right.
and then it'll like help knock down room modes and comb filtering and stuff. Which, by the way, that's not what comb filtering is. But
You brought up comb filtering. It didn't say that.
I thought it did. With
I don't
music.
think so.
Yeah. Large size Brilliant Pebbles reduces comb filter effects caused by
Sorry.
very high sound pressure levels that develop in the corners when music is playing. That's
That's on the next that we haven't gotten
this
there
is
yet.
really troubling. But
What is
the
comb
best part
filter?
comb
We don't
filtering
need
is
to
when
get
you
into
have
it, but-
like two sound sources and they constructively
yeah.
destructively interfere. So like you most often see it with subwoofers when you have two subs in a system and you can hear, like if you're playing pink noise, you can hear the lows come in and out as you walk across the room. So the one picture is these little bags of pebbles, which by the way, the bags have a more linear response than glass, so that's why they're bags. It's not because they're cheaper and because they're lighter to ship. But then the other picture is these little bags of pebbles. So they just have these two RCA cables coming out of some piece of equipment.
Oh my gosh.
And these little bags of rocks are scotch taped around these. Phil, are you looking at this?
Now I am, because I didn't know there were more pictures.
That's
so
the
now-
best.
Whoa.
Dude,
That's
and they are
super-
so expensive. They're like $100.
But so I want to. Here's the question that I have, and it's more of kind of like a philosophical question. Is the assumption that there's some kind of like physical thing that's happening, like a natural physical thing, or is it supposed to be some kind of like spiritual thing? Like, because
Like,
it
I
doesn't
don't
mention
think-
you're not like cleansing the aura of your sound system or something,
No.
which would be
He
one
makes
thing.
There are no supernatural claims.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, it's not supernatural. The thetans that are the negative thetans that are in there. It's a scientific fact that they're there, and
What are you
that
talking
you're
about?
just trying to get rid of the thetans. Yep.
Yeah. So now I'm going and replying to Brewer's comment.
Brilliant Pebbles will enhance
Did you
the
see my
performance.
comment?
Here's the best part of your
Yeah.
audience system, so your favorite music and even your experience playing online fantasy games will
What?
become a mind-blowing auditory experience.
What?
It's for music and online fantasy games, not like
What if I
movies
play
or
offline
like.
fantasy games? What if I'm just playing Diablo by myself? Or like freaking EverQuest. Can you play single player EverQuest?
I don't know what
Dude,
EverQuest
that
is.
is awesome. How?
Oh, that band EverQuest. Is that?
I would buy you a garden.
Is that
That is Everclear.
behind the
Aaron wins-
boathouse?
Aaron wins the contest.
I'll show you my dark secret.
Aaron wins the contest of who can think of that Everclear song first.
I just remember
Yeah,
that
he did
riff.
win.
That riff was one of the first
I
riffs
was-
that I learned.
I was trying really
On
hard.
guitar goes like this.
Do. That is a
Yeah.
pretty good first riff.
I am still living with you. Oh wait, I was singing a different song.
Laying dreaming of the
I am
West
still
Coast.
living with your ghost.
Guys, we got
Yeah,
we
but-
got to sync up here. We're struggling.
Well, I was.
But I was singing. Okay, Everclear. Now, what
Is
band
that
was I singing?
Is that Everclear?
Yeah, that's Everclear. Are you thinking of Everlast?
What is the one with the dude from?
That's Everlast.
House of Pain.
Everlast.
Okay, but then what is the song that I was singing?
You were singing
Which
the
one
right
were you singing?
Like, I
You
will
were
buy
singing
you a new
Everclear, but that's
I don't
just
think
a
that's an
different
Everclear
Everclear
song.
song.
It's a different song, yeah.
The
Is it a different
Everlast
Everclear
one
song?
is
Yeah.
like, then you really might know what it's like.
Yes, you're right.
To have the blues.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So profound.
Dude, Everclear was so freaking deep, dude. Love those guys. Or Everlast, I mean.
Dude, my wife,
Uncle Cracker was super deep, too.
like 2 or 3 years ago, my wife went to San Francisco on like a trip with some of her friends.
wife.
And she's like, she's a couple years younger than me. So, but she goes, do you know this band Everclear? I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, I guess we're going to see them on the beach tonight.
What?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Toadies.
crap,
I was
dude.
singing a song. I just looked it up. The song I was singing was by the Toadies.
Oh, yeah. What was the Toadies song?
Make up your mind. Make up your mind, and I promise you, I will treat you well.
Is it called?
My sweet
Is it
angel.
called Possum Kingdom?
me, Jesus.
Oh. So help me, Jesus. Yeah.
Jesus.
Give it up to me.
That reminds me of Local
Do you
H.
wanna
that-
be
They're
Are you
kind of
doing
similar to
my
Local H, right?
angel?
Are you singing the Kermit the Frog version?
Give it up to me.
Give
Oh, yeah.
up to me.
That their opening riff is similar to the Everclear riff.
It is. That's why. Yes. Boom, 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 boom.
That's pretty hilarious that she just randomly saw Everclear
Yeah, it was really
On the
weird.
beach.
on the beach.
Is that Ted
That's
Leo?
pretty dope.
Ted Leo's not on the Toadies, was he?
I don't know.
Ted Leo.
Yeah. Do you guys know Ted Leo?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ted Leo.
Have you heard of the Both?
The singer of the Toadies looks a lot like Ted Leo.
Does he?
Yeah.
So
the
I've been
Both?
listening, like just in the last couple weeks, I've been listening to a lot of the Both, which is Ted Leo and Amy Mann.
Oh, Amy Mann. Yeah. I haven't listened to them. Are they good?
They're good.
I mean, they're
yeah,
both
I like
good
them.
individually.
Yeah, yeah.
I love Ted Leo. I love
Yeah.
his joy
Yeah, he seems really cool.
and the pharmacist. Oh, what he did
I don't like them
on
because I don't
the?
support big pharma.
Have you seen him? Did you ever watch the AV Club? They did the cover series.
Huh.
So, AV Club, you know AV Club? It's like a from the
Onion AV
Onion. It's
Club.
like their music. They do a series where they like for a few years they did where they had a list of songs, and they would bring bands in, and they had to choose a song from that list to cover. And then once
They
that
just
song
have to
was
do
done,
it on the fly.
Guar did
yeah.
it.
So Ted Leo and the Pharmacists have a cover of Tears for Fears. Everybody Wants to Rule the World,
Oh, dude.
Ooh, cool.
and it's so freaking good.
Is it as good as the Andy McKee cover?
I don't know who that is.
He is. He's a fingerstyle guitarist.
Oh, then yes.
He does a version of Africa too, which he was kind of popular for.
Is it as good as Guar?
Guar's version of Africa.
What song did Guar do?
I don't remember.
I still remember
The
Odorous.
Promise Ring had a really good one too, but I can't remember what song they played.
Odorous. I used to listen to the Dan Patrick Show every day. And
Oh, The Promise Ring did Rumor Has It.
Oh, dude, I bet I freaking love the Promise Ring.
Me too.
Me too. Odorous went on the Dan Patrick Show, which is like, it's one thing to be wearing, like, he basically is wearing chaps, bumless chaps, bottomless chaps, and
Carry On My Wayward Son. That's what Guar did.
Oh, that's
Phil,
funny.
I'm talking.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I guess Phil discovered Google.
Great, now he's going to be even more distracted. But it's pretty hilarious to picture Odorous like sitting in on a radio show for like a half hour, just like sitting on their chair. The one guy that he was sitting
gross.
next to is like, we're never going to be able to sit in this chair again. Like, it's one thing when he's up there jumping around doing their songs, but it's pretty hilarious that he's just sitting, on a radio show.
That's funny. After
then
having jumped
he
around.
died.
Oh.
He did die, didn't he? He didn't
don't know
die
who that is.
from the Dan Patrick show. Odorous is the lead singer, I think.
Of Guar?
Odorous Arungus, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's pretty well known.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
Dave Brocky is his name. Yeah, he died in 2014. R.I.P.
That's sad.
Odorous. I bet he's even more odorous now than before.
Oh, good Lord.
I'm pretty happy.
Odorous big chungus.
Are
you talking about Big Chungus?
Big Chungus? No, I'm talking about who's Liv Tyler's dad? Ted Arungus?
Steve. Oh,
Todd Rundgren.
Odorous Rundgren.
That actually sounds like a Lord of the Rings character.
Yeah,
name.
dude.
It sounds like
Odorous-
a character from an online fantasy game.
Odorous Rundgren.
Odorous Rundgren.
Odorous Rundgren is he lives in a cave.
He's a dwarf. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
and they need Odorous Rundgren's help for safe passage.
And if you
through a mountain,
if you find him and you
cave.
say the magic words, he buys you a big house.
What?
And a garden.
Yeah.
Oh, guys.
Oh, what they had the other one too.
I apologize for my
Father
insensitive
of
comments
mine.
about
Remember
odorous,
that?
by the
That
way.
song was
Yeah.
sad.
Where have
It is
you
sad.
been? That was like
It wasn't
The
easy
Cats
for
in the
me
Cradle
to be a
for our
scared white
generation.
boy in a
Yeah,
black
it was.
neighborhood.
it was the Cats in the Cradle for the cool kids.
It was.
So Phil, you have a game for us to play?
I do.
Is it an online fantasy game? Because I got my crystals ready.
It is not.
I'm going to use
unfortunately.
Patreon money to buy those crystals. Here's my favorite part, real quick, before we move on. Is it says in very large bold letters like the prices of each size,
Yeah.
but then when you go to click to buy them, all the prices are like $20 higher.
Yeah, dude, that's hilarious. That is so great. Literally, the large ones, they say, 99 each, and then it's 129 when you go to buy it. 159 for the extra large ones. That is
But
a
it's
lot
not
of-
like here's the weird thing about it is it's not more stones, it's just bigger stones. So you still only get one
and
bag.
they don't claim, like, the micro ones are the smallest ones. The small but powerful micro brilliant pebbles come in a small Ziploc bag and is intended for use in proximity to low-level electron tubes.
Here's what I'm wondering.
Oh, the large
they
one's
say-
good for output transformers in your tube amp.
Draped over
Why-
or taped to the RCA connector, so they don't work on quarter-inch connectors, apparently. At one or both
Why
ends
don't
of the
they claim
cable.
that you need to surround the cable with crystals?
Because you
'Cause
don't
that
need
would
to
take more
surround
crystals.
it.
Like, why would you just press some crystals up against it and not surround the
Dude.
cable?
What is this? Explain to me what
Why are
this
guys
sentence
always
means.
pressing their crystals up against
One or
things?
two micros is very effective placed on top of quantum electroclear and quantum symphony parallel line purifiers. What does that mean?
What?
You don't know what those words mean together?
You've
Is that
never
a thing?
heard of a quantum electroclear parallel line purifier?
No.
Freaking noob.
Is that a audiophile thing?
Yeah. No, I'm googling it because I'm hoping it's from the same Quantum Symphony Pro.
I'm hoping it's from a fantasy game.
No, maybe it is like an actual thing. Line purifier. It's a parallel AC device that is quite reminiscent. Okay,
One.
I can't go down that rabbit hole, but I love that they're like shouting out some other snake oil in theirs, but also like maybe not even snake oil. Like,
The
hey, this
Quantum
works.
Symphony Pro is $600.
Yeah, dude. Well, if you're paying $159 for some crystals, you can afford a
That's
Symphony
true.
Pro. Freaking plebes.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So let's.
Sorry, Phil.
We can all agree
Whenever you're
that
ready,
Aaron
Phil.
should buy some of those crystals with Patreon money, obviously,
The extra large pack.
for $159.
I'm going to buy whichever one is good for tube amps and see
I
what
like
it
how
does.
literally every line though. So it breaks down 4 different types that you can buy. Guys, eventually we're going to stop talking about these crystals. Bear with us.
I mean, once we kind of have to talk. That's part of the deal.
And
How else are we going to
each one
increase
mentions
our
at a
downline?
different point in the description. One of them, so like the mini Brilliant Pebbles, starts off by comes in a small clear plastic Ziploc bag. The micro Brilliant Petals in the middle comes in a small Ziploc bag. The extra large Brilliant Pebbles at the very end comes in a clear Ziploc bag. So one comes in a small clear, one comes in small, one comes in clear. Yeah, these guys, and yet they use comprised properly. Like they're an enigma.
They went to a good school.
I guess. Yikes. Okay, so Phil, go to your game. It better be as good as us reading these crystal ads.
These crystals are sponsored by the Gun Street Wiring Shop.
Can you say these crystals?
Dude, I want to put some crystals inside my the cavity of my guitar.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Freaking. Yeah. I don't even know what else to say.
That's it. I'm going to do it.
Make an inappropriate joke. But...
I'm going to buy a micro pack and stick it in my guitar. Thank you to our Patreons. If you want to encourage this kind of behavior and help us make these things possible, then you can also donate to Patreon, to us via Patreon at patreon.com/thegearslum. Join the Street Hard Slum Crew.
And
the Street Hard Slum Crew.
Hard.
And you can slum it hard, so we can also slum it hard.
So the stickers, our default stickers for a long time were these 3-inch round, 3 inches in diameter. So, about 9 inches in circumference.
Well, a little bit more.
9.3,
Yeah, like 9.42 something.
Yeah, something like that.
I'd say 9.43. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
Let's just round it off to 10 inches. I mean,
say 9.5.
Okay.
But I've said
I'm comfortable saying about 9.5.
But I've always said 3 inches is way too much. So we ended up getting some 2-inch and some 1-inch stickers. And the 1-inch ones are freaking awesome. They're so cool. So I'm going to start putting them all over everything. So
I think I'm going to do what I did in high school
stickers.
And put stickers all over my Strat.
I'm going to take these stickers and I'm going to safety pin them onto my jacket. Is that what you're supposed to do?
Let me just say this as a real talk moment, Slum Fashion. Half the reason I bought this guitar is because it reminds me of Billy Joe's Blue. And I want a Green Day guitar.
I love Billy Joel.
This is my Green Day guitar.
Okay. Cool.
My favorite song is Uptown Girl of his.
Dude, have I told you about when I saw Billy Joel and how good it was?
No, but I bet it would be.
My wife and I, it's like 2 or 3 years ago, this couple that is kind of like friends with my wife's grandma, they're like, hey, we got 2 extra tickets to Billy Joel and we want to give them to you guys.
That's the least committal relationship. They're kind of friends with my wife's grandma.
Yeah, they're like family friends, but like they're old. They're a little older than us. They're like, I don't know, like a generation.
So they're like Phil's age.
Yeah. So anyway, they give us these tickets. So I'm like, sick. So we show up and they're there too. I didn't know they were going to be there also. But anyway, it was really fun, and
That's
that was
kind of
like
weird that they wouldn't tell you that they're going to be there.
I think they just assumed that we knew.
And then they're like, hey, you want to do some coke with us? And you're like, wait, what?
So it turns out that they always do this. Like they buy tickets for things and then they just buy extras like in case. And then they just give them to people. So they gave them to us. And it was at Petco Park in San Diego where the Padres play. And dude.
Which, by the way, I've heard is one of the better MLB stadiums.
It's really nice. It's newer.
Stadia, sorry. One of the better MLB stadia.
Yeah. I tried to explain to a 9-year-old yesterday how the plural of phenomenon is not phenomenons. It's phenomena, and he was so confused. and then
Why
after
are you talking to all these 9-year-olds?
It was the same 9-year-old. It was the same.
It was just at a park.
And then after a few minutes, he goes,
like, "Listen, you dumb
at this kid."
He goes, "Wait, I thought you said pearl."
I thought you were telling me about the pearl phenomenon that I've been reading so much about. That's amazing.
The pearl. It's the pearl of
the pearl of phenomenon is phenomena.
Mm-hmm. Dude, but Billy Joel, like I saw James Taylor in high school.
Yeah.
And they're both in the same sort of category of like, they're going to be amazing just because they're huge and have like
Billy Joel is like
resources.
more fun, I think.
Oh yeah, totally. James Taylor's live stuff, he
oh
plays,
yeah, I'm sure it's cool.
Like he has like these 4 backup vocalists that are amazing, but yeah, like Billy Joel's music is more fun.
It was amazing.
And you know that like once you have that much money, you're going to put on a good show.
He probably had like 300 speakers just stacked, and like, oh, it sounded so good. To sound good in a stadium is probably
that's
not
way
easy.
hard.
And it sounded really good. That's the best concert I've ever been to.
That's cool.
It was so good. And I don't even like Billy Joel all that much. Like,
Yeah, like you
fine,
can't.
but
Like nobody hates Billy Joel.
right.
Maybe some like anti-Semitic.
Some people do.
Maybe. But I like a lot of his stuff.
Christy Brinkley probably does.
That's who I was trying to think of. Who's the lady, dude? Who's the model that he was married to?
Dude, they did. Remember Cribs?
Click on the draw.
Cribs was another great show, and I wish it still was on the air.
Dude, samesies.
But they do these rappers, and I always loved it when they do like these '90s rappers who didn't really get enough money out of it, and so they're kind of just like living just normal middle-aged lives or whatever, or middle-class lives. They did Billy Joel's house, and it freaking blew everyone else out of the water.
I'm
maybe
sure.
maybe that's understandable, but I mean, he's worth so much more than
So much money.
You know, because then they go to the house of like freaking Everclear. You know, not Everclear, but you know what I'm saying, like. Some
yeah, like the
pop
Mark
punk-
Hoppus one. It's like it's nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice house, but it's like just a house in the suburbs. It's just like a
and
normal
like
rich
he's
guy.
just like a guy who he's rich for a modern musician, but like nobody's.
Yeah.
Billy Joel's more like Paul McCartney rich, you know.
Yeah.
And
Did we
he's
talk
married
about
to
this
Christy
on
Brinkley.
the podcast a while ago that Cribs, there were like a bunch of people that were just straight up lying. They were like renting.
Oh, serious?
No, but I'm sure.
No, but that's awesome.
I think
because you
I think
can
I saw
rent,
a
like,
YouTube
you can
video
rent
where they-
houses. That's like a normal thing in LA to just rent a house to shoot a movie, right?
but they rented it like specifically for
Yeah. No, that's like a funny application of that. That's pretty
Like, remember
great.
the
Yeah.
Nam? Didn't the Nam House say something about like you're not allowed to shoot movies here?
Yeah,
or something?
totally. No, it said you can't. Like, it specifically said you can't shoot porn movies here.
Yeah.
Which is pretty hilarious. They're like, yeah, we're okay with you shooting a normal
Do not
movie.
shoot porn here,
We don't
please.
want you ruining our couch, though.
right,
Oh,
but
man.
like this was and
That's
it was like
hilarious, though,
cars.
that they
Although
would
I
just,
assume
like,
you're allowed
straight
to
up
have
lie
sex
about it.
there.
I mean,
You think that they don't want people having sex in their rental property?
They don't want people having
but
like. Anyway, they don't want porn stuff.
when normal people have sex, they don't. It's not in the same way that they do in porn.
Traditional family
is-
values.
Yeah,
Guys, we're gonna get to Phil's game, but before we do,
you can only have missionary style sex.
I have a
in
British
Nam
I have a
House.
British Bulldogs update.
For the purpose of making children.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, if you're on birth control, you can't.
The
have
British
sex in
Bulldog
the room.
Yes.
update.
British Bulldog update. I'm ready.
So Justin Sveck, who's in our group, also he said,
Now we go to Aaron Abubo for the.
"Oh,
British
because I
Bulldog
asked the
update.
guitar nerds about this, their group. He said
they're British.
He agreed with me that it's
whatever.
tackle. Someone else said less tackle, more tag. And then someone responded. That person said, obviously there's some snowflakes in Birmingham, or
Wow.
Birmingham.
Birmingham.
And then I think it was when health and safety had been invented. Okay, they went back and forth. Never played it in Alaska. Or no, I grew up playing in Alaska. Tackling was mandatory, but there was a blanket of snow on the ground for most of the school year, which softened the impact. Someone else says tarmac and ripped knees in England. Can't imagine playing on tarmac.
Yeah, dude, that's just like freaking
Tarmac?
pavement.
Yeah, like
Or like,
an airport,
concrete.
like asphalt.
Yeah, like
Or asphalt. Yeah,
well,
that's what I
they're
was thinking.
dodging airplanes and stuff.
Yeah.
But it would be really flat, and like if you wanted to just get a good sprint going.
Okay, and then this
Wow.
other dude says exactly what Justin said, although it was effing rough as a child. It wasn't just tackle, it was take you down no matter what. And then someone else said basically what Justin said, but it was effing brutal, almost like a battle to the death. Yep, brutal, and played on tarmac for extra pain. Dan says, rules? You mad? There are no rules in British Bulldog. I remember at our school there were more rules around what you could do with a yo-yo in the playground. They always turned a blind eye to the carnage that was British Bulldogs. And then someone else said yo-yos were also banned at his school, which seems odd. Like, Britain, what the heck are you doing? Every year,
Pogs,
Well, it's like,
band.
freaking-
Michael Fletcher, this is my
Yo-yos
favorite one.
banned.
Every
They
year
banned
someone broke a
fidget
collarbone
spinners.
and they tried to ban it in my school. I still remember 100 plus kids yelling Bulldog. Oh, I love it.
all those crazy Brits are wrong.
So you obviously
Whatever.
clearly played the tamed down version of British
No,
Bulldogs.
because tackling, like, how is it, like, what are you playing then? You're just playing football without a ball, right?
You're playing British Bulldogs. You're playing Don't Get Tackled.
But, like, the game that they are describing is football without a ball.
Well, it's
The game that
American
you're
football.
describing is
not a game. It's like some
unrequited
weird,
hug without a ball.
it's like some weird, like sexual assault without.
Yeah.
A ball.
Your game is just groping. Groping without permission.
No, because everybody
permission,
is consenting to play the game.
Yeah,
Does that make it okay, Phil? All those minors that consented to it. I'm glad we know where you stand on this issue.
No, I'm just
Phil's
saying
made
that
it very clear his feelings on this topic.
if there's grass on the field, play British Bulldogs. That's what Phil always says.
That is terrible. That might be the one that gets him fired.
I mean, because it softens the blow. The grass. It's like snow. It's like grass is like
snow,
nature's
but then
snow.
it turns into ice.
Grass is nature's snow.
So I remembered if
nature's snow.
if anyone wants a good watch, go watch the Cribs episode with Redman, because it's just like a pretty ghetto house that he lives in. Anyways,
Racist.
I'm trying to change the subject from trying to get Phil fired.
All right,
Although I
let's
do
hear
support
this
that.
game. That British Bulldogs update was sponsored by Sinusoid.
And by Guitar Nerds. Come on, guys, just give them a listen. You won't regret it. You might regret it, but they need all the listeners they can get. Phil, take it away.
I'm sorry.
Take it
I
away.
was typing, and then I was reading what Aaron was typing.
And now a word from Phil Eisenhower.
Okay. So this game, maybe you've heard of it. It's called Guess That Angry Reviewer.
Oh, we have to guess the name of the reviewer? This is going to be really hard.
John.
Guess
I think it's John,
that
that guy who loves batteries.
Guess the Angry Review.
Guess the subject
And this is
of the angry review. Okay, I'm with you.
and this is multiple foot switch edition.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So here we go.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, grr.
This is by
Okay.
Ryan Breer. It's a 1-star review, and it says, "Don't believe the hype."
Don't believe the
April-
hype.
April 1st, 2018.
Oh, it's an April Fool's joke, though.
Terrible. I connected with nothing else in the line between my guitar and amp.
Well, you got to connect the cable.
In the off position,
If you connected it with nothing, that's...
input noise in my line. Noise so loud that it drowned out. It drowned out.
Okay,
The
Phil,
sound
we need to
of
drowned?
drill down
It
on this.
drowned?
What do you think the plural of drown is?
Or what do you think the
This is-
singular is?
Drowns.
This has come up multiple times. If you were to say
Or past tense, not
past
plural.
tense. Yeah. Sorry.
DROWENED.
Drowned.
Okay. So drowned.
Mm-hmm.
So that person wrote drowned. Why did you act? Because you said drowned on a review not too long ago, and I didn't want to make a big deal out of it, but it came up again.
Yes.
So why did you question this person using the word drowned?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
Noise so loud that it drowned out the sound of my guitar. I bought it because it had really high reviews, despite being reviewed so many times. Perhaps I got a defective unit. Okay, now...
Yeah, it sounds like he does have a
Because-
defective unit. Hey-oh!
So that's it?
Well,
like Aaron.
Aaron is about to cry that there's nothing about the pedal. So I'm gonna
Bogner
read
Ecstasy.
Another one.
Is it one of the Bogner Ecstasy pedals?
Blue.
Red.
Wrong.
Dang. Was I close, though?
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. If it's not one of those, it's not close, because I think those are the only two they make.
Is it a Wombler ecstasy?
Okay, I'm reading this one.
I sold a Bogner Ecstasy on Reverb, and they tried to return it because it was too noisy one time. Well, they did.
I remember that. I remember that.
Freaking sucked.
Oh, dude, I got to talk about what happened with my Reverb. But go ahead.
Same pedal, different 1-star review. This review is by Matthias. 1 star.
You mean Mateus?
Not working at all.
Matthias?
December 20th, 2014.
Okay, so not an April Fool's joke.
14.
After 2 weeks, it arrived to
Christmas
Uruguay. Great.
Uruguay.
When trying it, it doesn't work.
Great.
I also bought a chorus, which works great. But this pedal seems to have a problem with the bypass or something. I connect the guitar to it appropriately, but there's no sound at all. No clean, neither overdrived. Nothing. The bypass button won't stay in its position. Doesn't make the, quote, click. The LED is not turning on.
LED?
LED. I tried.
Yo, LED, hit us with those rhymes.
I try to unscrew the back, but there's a broken screw, so can't open it.
Dude,
I
go to
can't
the hardware
give
store
anything
like that
better
one lady did.
than 1 star. 1 star, sorry.
Go to the hardware store.
Update May 2017. Some time ago, I repaired the pedal. A specialist did it.
Whoa.
And after spending about $30 extra, the pedal worked. I must say, it does a great job to me. Sounds good.
Whoa.
So is it an overdrive pedal?
This has it doesn't say,
It is not.
Does it say overdrive?
Why
in the
does he
name?
say that then?
So this pedal was worth shipping to Uruguay.
Uruguay.
And getting a specialist to repair it 3 years later.
Yeah, the best part is I read that because it is not an overdrive pedal. So I'm really
It doesn't make a clean sound or an overdrive sound.
It's weird. Doesn't make a phaser sound either. Is it a modulation pedal?
Yes, in a sorts. Okay, here's another review for the same pedal. This
In a
is
sorts.
RC, 1 star. They responded with, quote, contact your seller, end quote, and, quote, have a nice day,
Who's
end quote.
they?
If you can afford to throw. Now, he put that as the title of his review. And I can say that because his review does not start with that sentence, although it later does. It later comes up in his review.
Oh, so he
Okay, you ready?
intentionally added that as the title.
Yes. October 6, 2015. I purchased the pedal in March. It sounds okay, a little muddy for my taste. I used it maybe an hour and left it on a shelf. In early October, I changed the battery and plugged it in, but no sound came out when I switched it on. When switched off, I got sound, but not when the pedal was on. I contacted brand name to see what could be done. They responded with, quote, contact your seller, and, quote, have a nice day. If you can afford to throw money away on a pedal that may or not work, go for it. I think I'll stick with the mainstream brands and offer a warranty and consumer service in the U.S.
More like the lamestream brands. Am I right?
Yeah. You are. I have no idea what this is, Phil.
How many switches does it have? 2?
Two foot switches.
So it's not mainstream then?
King of Tone.
It's not an overdrive.
That'd be awesome if it was a King of Tone.
It is not.
It's a modulation.
Of sorts.
Are both of the switches for 2 different effects, or is one of them like a?
Is it an
time-based
H2O?
Okay, you know how some people say modulation is anything that's not like drive?
switch? No.
No.
Modulation
Yes.
like modulates frequency or amplitude. So like,
And then some people consider modulation as like a smaller category.
You're saying that some people include
No, 'cause,
delay
like,
and reverb
delay
in
and
modulation?
reverb aren't
Yes,
modulation.
yes, that's what I'm saying.
No one does that.
Some people do.
I don't know anyone who does that.
Wrong people.
You're thinking of wet effects. People say like wet, and they mean that, but usually not modulation. So it's not. So it's a delay or reverb, is what you're saying.
Damn it.
A delay. Is it a 2014 2-foot switches?
Is it a D-seed?
Wampler.
It is.
Oh,
Jeez.
snap!
It's the Joyo D-Seed.
Nailed it.
What? Wow. These people,
I was trying to
how
think
much
of
are
a-
those things?
Not much. Like $100-something bucks, maybe.
Okay.
This particular one is $67.
Oh, even less than I thought.
So that does explain why you would like keep the pedal for a few years and then finally get it fixed. Because
Well, especially if
bought
you live in Uruguay, because
yeah, like if you bought it from some sketchy place and had it shipped to Uruguay,
Yeah.
there's like no other recourse.
Dude, freaking $67
yeah,
for a
I'll buy one of those.
a delay pedal with tap on
you
it.
can buy a
Why
new
not
one
work?
for $55 on eBay. It's like a $60 pedal. That's pretty. I've heard that it sounds
Dude.
okay, but like for $60, okay is pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Although I just paid $100 for a Panther Cub.
I
which
mean,
is
if
pretty
you're gonna
good, too.
if you're looking for an inexpensive delay with tap tempo, get a rubberneck. Rubberneck.
True, those are I think like 99 a lot of times right now.
What's,
Aaron, here's what I think you should do. I think you should physically take the Panther Cub to Nam and hand it to
Josh Scott,
who's his face? Yeah, that's him.
his enormous hands.
Hand it to him and say, and with like, okay,
Can you mod this,
now,
please?
yeah, can you mod this? And I understand that I have to pay for shipping back to me, but now I'm saving money on the shipping to you, right?
Yeah,
Doesn't that sound like a good idea?
it does.
Dude, do you want to hear something rad?
Yes.
The guy we went and recorded. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm in a band. It's a pretty big deal. We gigged like 6 months ago. My parents came. It was awesome. And we recorded some songs. And honestly, they turned out really good. Like you guys, whether you like the music or not, like you thought they sounded good, right?
Yeah, and I liked the music too. But
Yeah, like it's. I mean, the guys in the band are good, and yeah, so it turned out good. One of the things he added, like in post production, is he had one of those Echoplex tape delays. Have you ever seen those?
like an actual one.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Well, it might be like a reissue.
but it's like a real tape.
Yeah. So it's like this enormous, box.
Yeah.
It's about the size of a bread box if we were doing 20 questions.
Right.
And he did it on the drums for one of the songs.
Oh, sweet.
And they call it, there's like a specific, he called it dubbing, and it basically adds this little like this, it's like a delay,
Yeah.
You guys know what a delay is, but it was on
Like on
specifically
drums.
on like the snare or some, I don't know, one of the cymbals or something like that. But it was pretty sweet that he just like pulls out this freaking Echoplex tape delay and starts, uses it for like a 5-second effect on one of the songs.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. And it was a lot of fun to record and see this guy who's like such an expert at it, Who's way freaking good. In fact, one of the songs, like, I wished we were listening to it back and I was like, man, I wish I'd sung a different melody there. And he just like auto-tuned one of the notes up to the different note and it sounds totally fine,
That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty dope.
He's
Not
like,
that I need
"You did."
auto-tune on my voice, if that's what you guys are thinking.
Right.
I was not.
I
I
did
wasn't
actually
either.
I think I did need auto-tune on another part, but he was like trying to do it. I think he was trying to do it without us really noticing so I wouldn't be embarrassed or something.
That's funny.
So, anyways. That was
That's
a fun
pretty
game,
funny.
Phil.
No, I've got 2 more.
Oh, fetch.
All right.
Okay, go for it. I'm
Stop trying to make that
standing up and clenching.
Okay. Okay. This one is by Mark, and it's a 3-star review.
Okay.
And the title of the review is Overhyped. March 19th, 2018.
Wait. Let me go back. That one pedal mentioned, despite all the hype. How much hype is there around a Joyo pedal?
I don't
what?
I've never heard anyone hype it.
Yeah. Like the most positive thing you'll hear about any Joyo pedal is it's good for the price.
Yeah.
Like there's no such thing as any of those being overhyped. Sorry.
Is Joyo the one that has the tremolo pedal that people seem to like really like for the price?
Yeah, the Bulldog one. Or it has a Bulldog on it.
Yeah. Is it green?
I think it's yellow.
Oh.
You're thinking of the Ram's head.
It's like green, but if you take the blue out?
Yes. Yeah, it's like non-green blue.
Yeah. Non-blue green.
Okay.
Yes,
So this is
non-blue green. Thank you.
Mark, 3 stars, titled Overhyped, March 19th, 2018. This wasn't an easy pedal to get anything that didn't sound like everything else out on the market.
Wow. More like overtyped, am I right?
Saying that. Hey-o.
The vibe sound was about the best thing it had going for it, but a huge disappointment that builder's name decided to cut out the ability to add another outside pedal through the circuit. I thought the overdrive was hyped and can get more of Gilmore's sound.
I know what it is.
With an OCD pedal.
Oh yeah, what is that?
The fact that you cannot run...
Is it the Keeley Dark Side?
It is.
Boom! Nailed it!
See, here's the thing, Aaron. When I leave out important words, then you can't guess.
I know.
And
So
then
that was good. You're acting as if it was a failure because he was able to guess it. That's a
Yeah, my
success.
job.
That is when the
My
game
job here.
succeeds. Your job is not to frustrate us to no end.
That is my job.
I know.
That is actually
and
my
you
job.
are very good at it, Phil, in all aspects of this podcast.
You got to throw us a
No,
bone.
that's a success. That's
occasionally.
a victory. When
Okay, I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read the last couple
I
sentences.
couldn't remember
fact-
what pedal it was.
The fact that you cannot run delay alongside modulation is something I worried about before buying this pedal.
Dude, that is a
And
big worry.
this problem could have been overcome had Keeley not decided to get rid of the added pedal input.
Dude, freaking
Definitely
Keeley.
not worth the price.
All he cares about is money. He doesn't care about adding a second input between my pedals.
Wait, did they used to have an input and then they took it out?
That's this guy's claim.
Or maybe he's just saying because the idea is that it's overdrive and trem in a box. Is that the idea?
Well, no, it's actually like a
Well-
big muff on one side, I think, and then the other side has you can select between delay and reverb and
Oh, okay.
modulation.
But it's like meant to be like a David Gilmour pedal.
It
right?
is, yeah.
So maybe he's just saying like David Gilmour could have put effects between it because there were two separate pedals. I don't know.
Maybe.
Right? Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think because there is a V2.
Aaron's reading.
There is a V2, and I think maybe the V1 did have an extra like input, like you could like an effects loop.
Maybe so.
And so this dude's pissed that he got the second one that doesn't have that. But who knows?
But like, that's the type of thing I could see making that decision, because the amount of people who are actually going to use that is pretty minimal.
Mm.
And I bet it's expensive. Like, I bet they redesigned the board and it wasn't going to work to have those extra 1/4-inch jacks or whatever.
Yeah. But also, don't buy the new one. Find an old
like,
one.
do your freaking research. It's like, I thought it was lame when they took the clean boost out of the Kilt V2.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I didn't buy a Kilt V2, you know?
Yeah, you just
I'm
don't
not a
buy
freaking
it.
chump. Like Mark.
Mm-hmm.
That was his name,
Right.
right?
I was like, who's Mark?
Yeah, his name's Mark.
Like Mark Hoppus.
His name is Mark.
I thought you were talking about friend of the show, enemy of Phil, Mark Johnston.
Oh. I was talking about Mark Packham. Or whatever.
Mark Johnson.
Phil, have you hung
It
out with
still
him
makes
yet?
me laugh every time you say "oh whatever," Phil.
Me
I
too.
just love that. That's your British phrase.
You laugh that That's my British.
No, I laughed.
But
It
it's
was funny.
specifically a Jay Cross impression, isn't it? Because he says that.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
totally.
because last NAMM we
Yeah.
heard him
Yeah.
talking, and I heard him say that, and I was like, "Whoa, what a cool thing to say!"
Yeah. Oh, whatever.
It is.
Whatever.
You're right. It's specifically J Cross.
It's a J Cross impression.
Or whatever.
Oh, whatever.
All right. Do you have one more?
I do.
All right.
Okay, this is
Country Wiring Shop supports this ad with money.
Okay, this is by Jason Pruitt, 1 star, titled "Rip Off," December 11th, 2015.
Oh, never forget.
This is a joke! 4 exclamation points. Do not pay this horrible markup! Exclamation point.
What? Can you buy him factory direct? And we just don't know. Did we lose Phil?
That's it.
Oh,
Okay, next
He
review.
swung completely in the other direction now.
Next review for the same pedal. This is by Tony Guitar Buys.
oh, dude.
Guitar buys.
Tony
must be
Guitar
legit.
Buys.
Not buys guitars, but guitar buys.
Yeah,
he's-
Tony Guitar
that's
Buys.
Joan
And it's
Baez's
BYZ.
brother, right?
What?
That's Joan Baez's brother.
Yeah.
Tony Guitar Baez.
I love it. I like it.
All one word. Tony Guitar Buys. BYZ. Okay, 1 star. Presets are garbage.
Guitar
Save your
Bees.
money. Guitar Bees. You're right.
Guitar Bees is my favorite roast beef musical restaurant.
I was going to say the Guitar Bees were my favorite ska band, but yours is better. Guitar Bees.
Guitar Bees.
I want no. This is good. You
Horsey
start a
sauce.
band called Guitar Bees, and you play only Meatloaf covers.
Ooh.
Guitar Bees. We have the Meatloaf covers.
Horsey
What's
sauce.
Arby's like tagline?
Curly fries.
If it's in the game, it's in the game. No, that's EA Sports.
Beef and cheddar.
That's EA Sports. EA
okay.
Sports. It's in the game.
Okay. Guitar Buys. Guitar
All right.
Bees.
Sorry.
1 star. Review titled "Presets are garbage. Save your money."
Wow.
March 13th, 2018.
Oh, it's that Emerson pedal with all those presets.
Difficult to use.
That doesn't have presets.
Saving presets is very difficult. Way too many menus.
Ugh.
Impossible to utilize live without a MIDI controller. Presets are garbage. Save your money.
Dude, they both think the presets are garbage. That's a common
your
thread
money.
here.
Why would you care about
I mean,
presets though?
I do agree with saving money. I think in general in our society we don't save enough.
Yeah, those reviews were both written by
Guitar Baez?
That's why I really
Ramsey.
just agree with the fiscal
Dave
conservative
Ramsey.
Republican Party line because they just want to save money.
they're
That's
just
all
trying
it
to save
is.
money.
Just save the money.
They don't. Yeah.
Like people don't realize how much a $5 billion wall will save.
It'll save so much money.
And how many
because
jobs
we've
it'll create.
because we've backtracked. We're not talking about a wall. We're talking about a fence now with slats. Because
But then, like, what
But
if
it's still
they-
called
we need to be
wall.
able to see through it.
It's
What
still
if those
called wall.
people are skinny enough they can just slide right through?
Yeah.
That's why we're not building a wall between us and Ethiopia, right? That was my '90s Ethiopian joke.
You're gonna
had to follow that up.
You're gonna
I had to follow-
Rwanda take that back.
Not gonna work.
You're gonna Rwanda.
You're gonna
You're
Rwanda.
gonna rewind the tape on that one.
You're gonna Rwanda tape on that one. Let's Rwanda tape. He's gonna want that back. They always say that in whenever a quarterback throws an interception. Oh, he's
Yeah.
gonna want that one back.
He's gonna
Yeah,
want
no
that
duh.
one back. Yeah, dude.
Of course he is. He just threw an
Thanks.
interception.
Although I do I have a certain level of sympathy for guys who have to just be live
And just
on mic
always
for
talking,
3
yeah.
hours talking about sports.
Do not stop talking.
They're gonna say a lot of really dumb stuff, which is why some of the guys who just let it be silent for a while are some of the best. You know.
Yeah. Sorry. So
Hey Phil, sorry we interrupted you.
can we hear another one?
No,
Do you have
it's
more?
all right. Yes.
I was
okay,
trying to
this
think
is
of
a
a
3-star
pun.
review.
I was trying to think of a pun on Ivory Coast, but I couldn't think of one.
Oh.
So go ahead.
Cape Horn.
Whoa.
You gotta. Okay.
Did you say K-porn? Is that like Korean pornography?
It's like K-pop, but
But the porn. No.
Oh, you said K-porn.
I didn't
legitimately
realize.
thought you said
I didn't
K-porn.
realize that either at first. I
Oh.
thought you just straight up said K-porn, and I was like, "What are you talking about?"
You weirdo. Cape Horn.
Like, yeah, whatever you're into.
You were naming geography things, so I named a geography thing. What are you sickos thinking about?
Oh man, that's
Apparently
hilarious.
Korean porn.
K-porn.
Okay.
All right, 3
Okay.
stars.
Same pedal still.
Same pedal. This is by
Three sets of
Amazon
garbage.
customer. 3 stars. Good Take the Time is the title.
Good, take the time.
May 25th, 2016. It's good, sounds legit and true. Just takes time tone set your presets. If that's dyne, the odal is
Wow.
exactly as brand advertises. They'd know what they are doing.
I think Amazon customer might
For
be
the
having a
serious, if you want the best, you gonna put in the time.
stroke. Ya burnt.
Brand name delivers.
You got me. Is this a
That's you gonna is YOUNGOTTA. One word.
Young Gotta.
You gotta.
Young Gotta?
Young.
That's my favorite
Young
rapper. Young Gotta.
He did that. He did that track with Lil Bow Wow back in the day.
Yeah.
Young Gotta.
Young Gotta.
Lil Bow Wow.
Lil Bow Wow.
Presets are garbage. This is a
Gotta.
digital. Is it a multi-effects pedal?
I have a feeling that it is a. Let me think of the words. I
Remember,
know
I
what
said
it is.
these are all multiple foot switch.
It's
know, but I said
head
it.
rush pedal board. Gig.
No.
Okay.
No,
Good.
because one of those reviews was old, wasn't it?
Oh, I thought they were all 2018.
No, this one was 2016.
Is
and
it
the
Is it a?
first two?
Is it a Pod HD 500?
2015,
Oh, is it an Eventide?
2015,
H9 or
and then a 2000.
one of
18.
One of the Eventide pedals.
No, it is not.
it a
even-
Did I
Pod?
say Pod HD 500?
it is not that.
Is it a Line 6 product?
It is not line
Is it,
6.
Product.
is it a Strymon timeline?
Product.
It is not a Strymon.
Strymon
Is it a
timeline.
Big
Strymon
Sky.
product?
Yes,
Strymon Big Sky. Strymon Mobius.
it is a Mobius.
I knew I should have said
Booyah!
Mobius.
I got that one, Aaron. I got it before you did.
You sure did.
I should have thought of it. I have. Did you guys know I have one of those?
Yeah,
I do. So
and you like it. You have it, and you like it.
I
it,
might.
and I
I
like
think I would like to have one of those too. To be honest.
You have it. You had one. You sold it. You missed it, so you bought another one.
exactly. Maybe I'll put both of those on my Dylan board and bring them to NAMM. Would that be fun?
Yeah.
That,
Both of what?
That and the stomp. You know, both of those one pedals we were talking about.
Maybe I'll bring both. Maybe I'll bring all 3 of them.
I was saying I'll go find the Mobius that I sold and then bring the new one that I bought.
both
on the same
both
board.
Mobii.
Oh, you didn't buy the same Mobius twice?
Both Mobiums.
Yeah, I sold it back to him for $400 and then bought it again for $300.
Wait, what's the Pearl of Mobius?
it's Mobium.
That's the old legend of the Pearl of Mobius. Sit down, children. I'll spin ye a tale of the Pearl of Mobius.
Hey, 9-year-old, you 9-year-old playing over there by yourself while your parents aren't looking. Come here, I need to
sir.
tell you something.
What do you think about my Pearl of Mobius, young man? Dude, I freaking that Always Sunny episode when when
Which
there's
one?
the pedophile that looks like Dennis.
Oh gosh.
It's like, yeah, he does look like you. See, like in the neck, you can see it. That's exactly where he doesn't look like.
In the neck.
So, guys, thanks for
This has
friendship.
been real fun. If you enjoyed this episode, please support us on Patreon. We appreciate it. And we like it.
Even if you didn't enjoy it, I'm not gonna. I'll take hate money, just like
1 week from today, we will be at NAMM 2019 in Anaheim, California. We'll be recording some episodes there.
I will be asking all the builders that I see for their
Social security numbers, bank account, routing.
Oh, we should
No.
ask Keeley why he took that feature out of the dark side.
Oh,
Keeley,
wait a minute.
What the
That's
F?
really funny.
that would be funny to
That's
read
really funny.
negative reviews to the builders.
Yes, that is funny.
Oh my gosh.
That could turn. It would only work with a couple builders who know our
Yes.
deal.
Well,
Just
that's
walk
true.
up to
But-
a random person.
Or
Let
but
me
it would
read
also
you a
be
review.
funny-
Or builders that we don't
speaking of
like.
NAM and builders, I found a Black 35 sticker the other day in my house.
Oh, nice. Do you still love them, Aaron?
I never loved them.
Yes, you did.
I gave them the benefit of the doubt until we saw their booth, and then I was completely off board.
Just like you guys loved. Just like you guys loved the Gear Supply Co.
Yeah, Co.
Yeah, Co. What's your deal with Gear Supply? Freaking send me my strings
Supply.
already.
What's the deal with Gear Supply? They
What's
don't
the
supply any
deal?
gear.
Thanks for friendship.
Thanks for friendship.
Thanks for friendship.